everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Star, otherwise I'm known as Lady Dead Rabbit, and here on this channel I like to focus on cosplay content and also gaming. In today's video, we're going to discuss the different techniques and different things that you should keep in mind if you are a cosplayer and you really want to grow your channel or grow your account. This video is meant for people who are new to the cosplay community, who really want to start taking their content seriously. This is also for long-term cosplayers out there who have been struggling to grow their content. If you want to learn how to grow your content as a cosplayer, stick around for this video. As discussed in one of my most recent cosplay videos, the quality of your cosplay content is very important, especially if you're looking to take this very seriously and maybe even turn cosplay into a career for yourself. If you have not seen that video, I will go ahead and I will attach it to the end of the video, or you can go and just watch it. It's on my channel. Just so you can have a general idea of the different techniques that you can use to improve the quality of your cosplay content. To begin with, on how you can really focus on growing your cosplay content, you really need to learn how to schedule yourself and pace yourself. Whenever I first started cosplaying, I was a teenager, I was in high school, and I literally cosplayed every single day. Like, I did not take any breaks unless I was sick or I wasn't home, I was out doing stuff, or whatever, but I pretty much cosplayed every single day. And whenever I cosplayed, I would just spam all of my videos that I made onto my TikTok channel, which killed my views, and for the longest time really ruined my account. I spent so many years struggling to grow my account because I would consistently spam my post. You do not want to spam your post, because the reason why you don't want to do that is whenever you make a video, the algorithm is going to push it either to your followers, a certain percentage to your followers, and then a certain percentage will go onto the For You page for random strangers. This is so that people who follow you can continue to enjoy your content, but also so that you can grow and have new followers. But whenever you spam your post, what you're doing is you're kicking the last video you upload off of the For You page. You're taking it away and then you're putting your new video. But then that video isn't going to do super well because then you're pumping out another video right after that. So you really want to avoid spamming your posts. If you're going to make a couple posts, I would say in like the max hour that you post, just do like maybe 3 posts. Maybe 3. Personally, I post like maybe 1 or 2 TikTok videos a day, and my videos typically get around over 100 likes and at least several thousand views. And for those of you who are new to the cosplay community, maybe you don't know this, but if you're making content on TikTok, TikTok actually has something called a draft. I'll put it on screen to know what it looks like for those of you who are completely new to TikTok and do not know how to use any of the buttons. So you want to actually, whenever you record a video, you want to save it to your drafts, and then you want to slowly post your content throughout the week. Now, this also comes into play that you need to learn how to pace and schedule yourself as a cosplayer. This is going to be a lot easier to do whenever you are a grown adult and you have some sort of schedule that you work around. For me personally, I cosplay at least twice a week, or at least I'm making some sort of cosplay or some sort of content related twice a week. And whatever characters or whatever I do, I slowly post throughout the week. And then whenever I run out of drafts, that is whenever I will go search for audio for whatever character that I plan on cosplaying next. That is what I personally would recommend that you do, is for you to pace yourself. Now, if you are the type of person who wants to dress up every single day, then that's perfectly fine. But you should really minimize how many videos that you are uploading per day. You should also think about scheduling your posts. So what I mean by that is you should consistently try to post around the same time of day. Sorry about that. I saw a text from my boyfriend and I wanted to answer him really quick. But as I was saying, is you really want to try and focus and schedule your content to a certain time of the day. So personally, the way that I pace myself as a cosplayer, sorry, I want to adjust the camera again. Oh, okay, I think that's fine. So the way that I pace myself as a cosplayer is I will cosplay twice a week. I will make at least, generally, I make at least like maybe 10 or so cosplay videos, and then I'll take like maybe five or so photos that I will put onto my other social medias of whatever character I'm cosplaying. And then throughout the week, I will post those characters, those 2 characters that I cosplay. So in total, I usually have roughly around 20 videos. And for me, and for how often I post, which is usually about 2 to 3 times a day, that is enough. It is consistent and it is perfect. I generally post at least once in the morning, once sometime in the evening, and sometimes I'll post later in the nights, like towards like maybe 9 or 10 o'clock. It just depends on when I get off work. I'm not saying that you have to pace yourself the way that I do, but you need to figure out some sort of schedule, and you want to try and kind of keep up with it so that the algorithm can predict when to show your content to your followers. This will really help those of you out there who are struggling for views, who are struggling for likes. Trust me, if you do that, you start doing it right now, your content is going to immediately start doing better. The next thing that I personally would recommend for every cosplayer to do to improve the followers and then also the like ratio that they get on their content is try to use the same tags. Now, what I mean by that is whenever you don't have to cosplay from the same fandom consistently. I personally cosplay from a lot of different fandoms. I have so many cosplays. I literally have to sell a bunch of them at least once a year. I jump from fandom to fandom. For the past couple years, I've really focused on The Witcher, DC Comics, and then like Resident Evil. Of course, I have more cosplays outside of that, but those are kind of my primary fandoms that I cosplay a lot from and that I plan to continue to cosplay from. Whenever I cosplay a character from that, I will always use very specific tags, and I typically very consistently reuse those tags every time I cosplay them. An example being is if I'm cosplaying Claire Redfield from Resident Evil, I will always put like Claire Redfield, and then also hashtag Claire Redfield cosplay, and then also hashtag Resident Evil cosplay. You want to be very specific with the tags that you're using. Try not to use so many tags. I would really just minimize the tags to whatever fandom you're cosplaying from, whoever you are cosplaying as, and then if you want to just throw a couple random cosplay tags in there, go ahead, but you want to try and stick to those tags every time you cosplay that character. It's just going to be easier for people who are a part of the fandom that you're cosplaying from to see your content, and it's going to draw them in, and ultimately as a cosplayer, you want to attract people who have the same interest as you, because then they'll just appreciate the hard work you put into your cosplay. The next thing that I would really recommend, and this is something that I see a lot of cosplayers really fail at, and they do not do this properly, is you really want to share your content. I always share the videos. I don't share every single TikTok video I make, but I consistently always share them in some kind of way. So at least once a day, I will post, I will make a video here on YouTube, whether it's a long format video or if it's a short form video. Sometimes those short videos will differ from just what it is. Sometimes it's just me sitting down talking about a comic book character. Other times I'm just re-uploading a TikTok video onto here just so I can consistently maintain that viewership here on YouTube. And a lot of the times those TikTok videos that I share here on YouTube are somewhat older TikTok videos. They're videos I posted a day or two ago that I just put on here. Now, I see a lot of cosplayers do that on Instagram, and you actually do not want to do that on Instagram. I would really recommend you make your content as original as possible on each social media platform. Try not to repost the exact same thing on all of your social platforms, you really need to try and be selective on what platforms you're posting the same thing on. For me personally, I like to primarily just put photos on Instagram, but if I do put reels on Instagram, I like to make them different. So a lot of the times it's me putting on a costume or just showing pieces of my cosplay and those type of videos that I will share here on YouTube sometimes. But in general, I will never put those type of videos on my TikTok page because I want my content to be separated. I want my content to be different on every platform so that people will be more inclined to follow me on all of my platforms, because then they'll get a little bit something different from me on each platform. And that's really what you want to do. If your Instagram feed looks like the exact same stuff that you're putting on TikTok, people are not going to be as interested to follow you on Instagram because it's the exact same thing that they're seeing on TikTok. They're not going to be that interested. So you really want to try and make it different. Try and be very diverse with the content that you post. Honestly, if you find yourself just not really coming up with any original ideas for other platforms such as Tumblr, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, then it's probably best that you don't post content on those platforms. Personally, I'm very unoriginal when it comes to YouTube and Facebook. Those are my two social medias that I'm sorry, not YouTube. I meant to say I'm very unoriginal when it comes to my X page and then also my Facebook page. A lot of the times those posts are just me reposting my YouTube videos, and my content doesn't do super well on those platforms because I'm just not very original with it. That's my fault. That's something that I could work better at and I could really try and strive, but to prevent myself from being pulled in too many directions, I'm very selective on what platforms I consistently remain consistent on. But going back to sharing your content, I wanted to primarily talk about TikTok and how I share my content on TikTok. I always, whenever someone does a duet of my TikTok videos, I always share it over to my Instagram story, and I always put a link. I always link that TikTok video over there so that people can go and watch the original one and like the original one if they want to. It's a really great way to gain more followers who might have just been following you on Instagram over to your TikTok page. I do that for all of my TikToks. I mostly focus that on whenever people make duets or they mention me in videos, just to show that I see and I'm trying to interact more with them. But I will do that for certain videos that whenever I upload them aren't doing super good. Usually within like the first 20 to 30 minutes, if I see a post that doesn't really have any likes, then that's what I'll do just to sort of boost that. The next thing that I would recommend on what to do to gain more followers is to collaborate with other cosplayers in the community. So if you have a Discord, join at least 1 or 2 Discords. Sometimes they can have a lot of drama, so I would recommend kind of avoiding being around very problematic people. Unfortunately, the cosplay community does have some pretty problematic people, so that's sometimes unavoidable. But if you know that someone says something that you don't quite agree with, just try to ignore them. You know, don't let that ruin your experience in cosplay. You do want to collaborate with other cosplayers, but you don't want to do it to a certain degree. What I see a lot of newer cosplayers do that I think really ruins their content is that they will spam, they'll spam duets with other cosplayers, and you don't want to do that because the thing is with duets, I feel like they're very much a thing of the past. They're not as entertaining or fun as they used to be when TikTok was a lot newer. Duets were really fun and cool, but now this is just me personally, but like I think that they're very overrated. So if a majority of the content you're making is you duetting other people, then you probably need to stop. You want maybe like 1 or 2% of the videos that you're creating to be duets of other cosplayers. You mostly want your videos to be original. That's the key here, is you want original. That's another thing that I wanted to bring up, is if you see a lot of cosplayers using one audio, one sound, personally, I would recommend trying to avoid that, because your content isn't really going to stand out as much unless you're going to film it in a very unique way. Fortunately, there's only so much you can do with that, so try to avoid just using very overused songs and very overused audios for your TikTok videos. The last thing that I would recommend on how you can improve your content as a cosplayer is to be open. Be open to your community and be open to your fans as to who you are as a person. For me personally, at least once every couple weeks, I will make just a little video reintroducing myself to any of the new followers I made within the past month. It's super simple. A lot of the times it's just me saying, hello, my name is this is what I like, this is what I do here on this channel. Also, check out my other social medias. That's one more thing I almost forgot to mention, is you want to make yourself a link tree. If you are a cosplayer and you want to take cosplay seriously and you really want to try and be a full-time content creator, you need to have a link tree. A link tree is basically just a little profile link website that links all of your other social medias. It's super easy to do. It takes maybe less than a minute to set up. Pretty much every content creator needs to have some sort of link tree. This is how your followers are going to very easily find your other social media. You also want to consistently remind your followers that you have a link tree, and you want to remind them and direct them to go follow you on your other platforms, because a lot of people are not going to go search you up by your username handle on every single platform just to see if you post on there. That takes too much work. People don't have time for that. People are also going to be more inclined to check out your other social media and even follow you on your social media if you consistently remind them. If you make maybe only one post a year talking about your other social medias, then your content on those other social medias just aren't going to grow as much as you might want them to. But if you at least, I would say once every couple weeks, maybe once a month, just be like, hey guys, just in case you didn't know this, here's my Instagram, here's my Facebook, here's my whatever. You want to consistently remind people to check out your other content on your other platforms. But that's gonna do it for me today. I'm so sorry that the lighting in this video is awful. As you can see, it's pretty dark out. So I'm just being lazy, and I'm sitting here with a blanket and I just have an overhead light going. This is my list of what I would recommend for all content creators, scratch that, all cosplay content creators to do to improve the viewership and likes and follows that they get on their social media. Let me know if you feel like I missed anything out, as well as if you have any questions, then please feel free to reach out down below and ask them. I will absolutely answer them to the best of my ability. I have been cosplaying for around 10 years now, and I've been monetizing my content since last year. But that does not mean that I'm by any means an expert in this field. I'm still learning, I'm still growing. There's still a lot of things that I have to improve on. All that I have to say for today. I do hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.
Well, Howard, you must have said something to encourage that girl.
What do you mean, Eunice?
Howard, you know what I'm talking about. After all, you are a man.
Yes, that's true.
She is a woman.
Yes, that's true,
In
too.
the same way that I am a woman.
Well, I don't think of you as a woman, Eunice.
Oh?
I think of you as Eunice.
Well, but I am a woman, Howard.
Oh, I know that. Eunice, I know I don't seem to be a very romantic person.
Oh,
but...
I'm not looking for romance, Howard.
Oh.
No, I'm looking for something more important than that. Something stronger. As the years go by, romance fades and something else takes its place. Do you know what that is?
Senility.
Trust.
That's what I meant.
I think we'd better talk about this at some other time. Now, Howard, I want you to make a good impression on Mr. Larrabee. Now, tell me exactly what you're going to say to him.
What? Well, I'll probably say something like, hello there, Mr. Larrabee, I'm Howard.
You are not.
I'm not Howard.
You are not going to say, hi, my name is Howard. Anyone can say that, anyone.
Anyone named Howard.
You are going to walk straight up